Italy's far-right leader clashes with Canada's Trudeau at G7 over LGBTQ+ rights. Italy's Giorgia Meloni and Canada's Justin Trudeau spoke at the 49th annual G7 summit, which ran from May 19th to May 21st, and saw leaders from the G7 member states, the US, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, and the UK and Japan, come together to coordinate global policy. Held in Hiroshima, Japan, it provided an opportunity for Trudeau to hold the Italian government to account for its anti-LGBTQ+ rhetoric and legislative direction. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was also urged to use the G7 summit to champion LGBTQ+ equality and advocate for same-sex marriage. Host country Japan is the only member of the G7 that currently does not recognize equal unions. At a bilateral meeting on May 18th, Trudeau told Meloni that Canada is concerned about Italy's position on LGBTQ+ rights. A summary of Trudeau and Meloni's meeting, provided by Canada's Prime Ministerial Office, states that the leaders exchanged views on the importance of protecting and defending human rights, including the rights of LGBTQ+ people, and Prime Minister Meloni responded by saying her government is following court decisions. However, before leaving Japan, Meloni spoke to reporters about Trudeau holding her to account on LGBTQ+ rights and accused him of being the victim of fake news. Meloni said that Trudeau was a bit rash in his comments. See, this is my boyfriend.
And he's a hottie.
I think we were on Happening Out when I said, you know, Trudeau is one of those that is standing up for us, shining brightly. And even as I cuddle up in bed with Faye, we have been talking about...
you wish you were cuddling up.
I wish I was cuddling up with Trudeau. Right. We have been talking about how we are in desperate need of these celebrity and now governmental allies to shine brightly, especially during these times in society.
It really sucks what's happening with Italy. I'm so glad we went before all this shit went down, Al. Oh my God, because the fascism is real, man. It's just nuts. You know, there used to be this show. I want everybody to fight these days. I don't know what's going on. There was this show, I think it was on MTV, that it was like clay figures. They would make clay figures of the people, right? Yeah. We need to bring that shit back, right? And so one it being Bowman and Santos, and then the other one being Trudeau and Meloni. I think we need to do that.
I thought of that show in years.
See, I keep hoping...
It was my favorite.
It was great
show.
I keep hoping that Donatella Versace will challenge Giorgia Meloni to a street fight and then kick her ass. You know, it's also obvious that Meloni and DeSantis are descended from the same inbred and tangled Southern Italy family tree.
Yeah. It's kind of like the Charlize Theron and Megyn Kelly.
Yeah,
so.
like bring it, bitch. Let's do this.
You know, one of the things that you should consider in this story, first off, besides for gay men in America, Trudeau being a thirst trap.
His hot.
We thank you for being the object of our affection, and we mean it affectionately.
And some women questioning their sexuality.
Yes, no, he's definitely straight, and we love that he's...
No, questioning my sexuality. I like him. Sorry.
Right. I wasn't quick enough there. So we thank him for his support of LGBT. You know, one of the things that's interesting to me about Italy is you get a clue in the G7 in the summit of the conversation. Japan is the only country that really is not very good on LGBT rights. Now, there's some improvement. They've been making some progress. The Prime Minister has been more vocal in recent months. But at the end of the day, it's Japan, not Italy, that is problematic. All of the European countries, and you have to be in the European Union, Italy has no choice, period. The issue is decided. And Italy can't be Hungary because they may throw Hungary out, or they, you know, Poland, they have no choice. What's interesting to me is Italy, when you say fascist, there's a growing Mussolini kind of tendency growing in Italy. The natural stopgap will be the European Union, because at some point, this fascist mentality will get to a certain point, and then the union is going to say, enough, and squash it. That's what's coming for Italy, including this woman. The other thing that is interesting to me is one of the things that you see in Italy, the only thing that has kept, and there's great LGBT rights in Italy, great embracement of LGBT rights. The only thing that's held Italy back is evangelicals. And who is the evangelical force in Italy? The Pope and the Vatican, the Church. So that's what's going on there. But at the end of the day, the Church does not have the power that the Liberty University crowd has in the United States. The other thing that I think is really interesting is I don't know what it is about the crazy fascists, but boy, once they learn a phrase, they're loyal and loyal and loyal. And when you hear her say that the Prime Minister of Canada is a victim of fake news, that's all you have to hear of going, there's the fascist dog whistle.
She drank the Kool-Aid.
She drank the Kool-Aid, and the Kool-Aid was served to her by a fascist that tried to attack the Capitol on January 6th of the United States.
On the same frequency.
On the same frequency. I was going to say page. A little older fashioned than Jamal, but we're talking the same language.
Yeah, she put the freak back into frequency.
Yes, exactly. We are Queer News Tonight, the world's first and only live daily LGBTQ+ evening news show from Happening Out Television Network. In the model of PBS and NPR, we educate, inform, and entertain by supporting the 10 pillars of the LGBTQ+ community, with more than 100,000 a week watching on Roku, Apple Television, and other channels. To keep the stories going, we accept donations with 100% transparency. Stay updated and live authentically with Queer News Tonight.